Hello everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Risk of Rain. That's the multiplayer menu. Random character runs for Hope College. We rolled Huntress today, and I died in the middle of telling a really stupid joke, which I'm gonna now start the video with, because I'm stupid. You know? Interesting. I just got an email from someone about GPA. I don't even know my GPA. But either way. So it goes like this. So there's a lady. She works as a receptionist at whatever, the money bank. You know, works from 9 to 5, gets paid, pretty well respected in the industry. You know, got an asshole boss like everyone does. She you know, it was like 4 hours into her Friday shift when in hops a frog. You know, and it's like just like a normal frog, and she says to the frog, like, "Hey, this is a human bank. You supposed to be in here?" And he says, "Yes, I'm looking for a loan." And it's kind of strange because most frogs can't talk, but you know, we'll move past that because apparently this one can, and it's a little bit racist if you say that all frogs can't talk, especially given that this one just did. And she goes, "Okay. I'm not sure if we're allowed to give you loans. I mean, seeing as you're a frog and all," and the frog says, "Well, if you can give humans loans, yes?" And he goes, "Yeah." "Well, then you should certainly be able to give a frog a loan, because I suppose, be a little bit strange, but I guess we can certainly try. Do you have a name?" He goes, "I'm Kermit." And she goes, "Well, you're not Kermit the Frog. You don't look like Kermit." And she goes, "No, not Kermit the Frog, just named after him." Which, you know, whatever. Yeah, he says his name. His full name is Kermit Jagger. His dad is Mick Jagger, and his mom's a frog. Yeah, okay. You know, I suppose. I mean, the implications of what Mick Jagger did to a frog in this situation can be left open to audience interpretation. To sire a frog child. But you know, we'll take it at face value. Mick Jagger's bastard child, a frog. So of course, I actually hit that. The lady says, "Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a risky loan given the fact that you're well a frog, so we're gonna need some collateral." And so the frog pulls out a tiny little white elephant from his pocket. His frog pocket, you know. Every frog has one. And the lady goes, "That's your collateral?" He goes, "Yeah. I need the loan to buy a lily pad." You know, she goes, "Okay. I'm not sure if we can use this little elephant thing as collateral. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's enough value to hold down the type of loan that you're trying to get here." And she Kermit Jagger goes and talks to his boss. It tells her to go talk to her boss. She goes, "Okay." And, you know, she knows her boss is a little bit of a hothead. Gets on people's case a little bit much sometimes, but you know, he's usually pretty fair about this sort of stuff. And so she comes in here and talks to her manager and says, "Well, Mick Jagger's son isn't here." And he goes, "Oh wow, that's amazing. I mean, that's wonderful." He goes, "No, not that son. Kermit Jagger. He's a frog, sir." "A frog? Can he talk?" "Well, yes. It's a little bit racist to assume that all frogs can't talk, especially seeing as this one did." And he goes, "Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. What did he want?" He goes, "He wants a loan." "And for what? For a lily pad, sir." "Okay, well, it's kind of risky. Did he offer collateral?" And he goes, "Well, yes." Yeah, yes, he did, but it's a little bit strange. He only offered this little trinket of a white elephant." Well, that's strange. "Yeah, so, and I was thinking maybe we shouldn't give him a loan. You know," and he goes, well, Patty, I think it might be a good idea." And she goes, "Boss, I'm really not sure." And he says, "Well, it's a knick-knack, Paddywhack, give the frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone." And that's the joke. Yeah, isn't that fucking awful? That was 4 minutes of a nursery rhyme joke. No, I didn't come up with that myself. It's from a comedian named Norm Macdonald who makes a lot of jokes that are similarly obtuse and similarly hilarious when you get to the punchline. If you didn't find that funny, then don't watch it, because that's like what he does. That's what his entire professional career is. He's so self-aware about it that he ended up parroting himself on Family Guy. Where he did a bit where he was like reading a Christmas, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and he gets through the first line, and he starts going off on a long bit about, the word "twas," and then gets fired. Which, if that isn't dedication to your bit, where Family Guy is asking you to make fun of yourself and you do it, then I don't know what is. It's a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a frog a bone. His old man's a Rolling Stone, Yeah, so that was 5 minutes of your life absolutely wasted to start off this run. It's like 8:51 on a Tuesday evening. This is not the first attempt at this. I died trying to tell that joke on the last run, because I got really distracted in the throes of telling the funniest joke of all time, and wasn't paying too much attention to the game and got torn in half by a massive eel made out of lava. So, needless to say, we ran it back. I immediately started the next episode of that joke so that I would do it during the easiest part of the game. But the risk of me dying and losing all of my progress again was a little bit lower. Now, I did almost die, because I think the game has something against Norm Macdonald, but that's my complaint to be filed towards the head of house later. Tell the game creators that their game has a bad taste in comedy. So what's been going on in my life? Directing scenes are over. Final day of them was today. We did our last rendition of this scene. Happy it happened. Happy it's done. It's one of those sort of deals. On one hand, it was wonderful to work with Alegria and Violet, and to learn and watch from them. And on the other hand, I now have a lot more time in my life to work on my final stuff again. And if there's one thing that college students need, it's more time in their lives, so even if they don't want it. So yeah, so I know I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I was incentivized with extra credit to, show up and do my best. But now that it's over, I'm just going to appreciate it as something that is now over. I'm not going to be like, dang, I wish that could happen again. I'm just like, at least not for a couple months until musical theater starts. I got destroyed by that. By that barrel, by the way. It exploded and just sent me straight off that cliff. That was crazy. If you're still reeling from the paddywhack joke, I'll just I can I can just keep reminding you so that it hurts more, if you'd like. So what do we want as the Huntress to win this run? With this character, we want crit, we want bleed, and we want mobility. Those are kind of Huntress's three big things that she wants. She doesn't tank like Multi, and she doesn't hit big powerful attacks, but she hits a lot of attacks, and her crits make her hit even more. That's kind of her special thing, is that instead of when this main 3-shot attack that I keep doing, whenever I crit, she hits 6 times, and that's huge. So we really, really, really want crits here. And anything to make her a little bit less fragile would also be very nice. So we're gonna be taking Topaz Brooch for hopefully that that little bit of security. I missed? Like that attack auto aims. What do you mean I missed? That is something very nice about Huntress, if you can tell. Those blue markers mean that her attacks like automatically track. So now I'm torn. I can either give up 2 more items to get 100% bleed, or I can just do the boss now and stick with my like 85% chance. I've made up my mind. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time, get 100% chance to bleed just to get it out of the way, and then we'll try to beat the boss a little bit later. Should be alright. Yeah, no, Norm Macdonald is kind of like the king of dry humor. You know, he could say just about anything with a straight face. He got really famous for the line, so they were talking about, I really don't like this Hitler guy. You know, I you know, the more I hear about him, the more I don't like him. You know, this is like, you know, like a couple of years ago. He's been dead for forever. The guy goes, I mean, Norm, he's dead. You know, he's been dead for a long time. And he goes, oh, I didn't even know he was sick. Which, you know, I mean, it is funny in and of itself, but just like the context of it being, you know, Hitler, and that's the guy I thought, you know, just feigning complete and total ignorance over, you know, what happened with Hitler and who he was as a person is very funny to me. So, and he got, like, that line got really famous, you know, for like the last 9 years of his life. He was very unfortunately battling cancer, but he never told anybody about it. So when he died, everyone could go, oh, didn't even know he was sick. Which is so funny to me. I mean, like, I guess I don't know if that's 100% real, if that's the reasoning, but if that is the reasoning, that is so funny. Like, that is dedication to a joke that's very not funny. And that was exactly the type of person Norm was. Was that you would, you know, you dedicate your life, like, basically, like, you know, 10 minutes of your life to this very long joke with an obvious punchline, and the joy was just kind of getting there. Because, like, you knew the punchline in the end. Like, in the moment you hear it, you're like, oh my god, that's the cheesiest thing I've ever heard. But the joy is really, like, the build-up, right? It's about getting there. Getting to that ending. Where, you know, you get to the punchline, you're like, oh my god, you know, you knew it was gonna be that 15 minutes ago, but you kept talking. And I think that's, you know, there's something about that that's just wonderful. I mean, when you're that much of a legend that you can entertain people with, like, the worst punchlines of all time. You know, at that point, are they really the worst punchlines of all time? Or are they a little bit more than that? Also, I do not have 100% bleed. 7 is 100%. What? Guess I'll take one more just in case. I don't really want the key anyway. Yeah, okay, there's my 8th item. You know, I mean, and he has this, like, wonderful way of just being so conversational with the jokes he's telling, you know? Like, it's like, it's like we're talking about, like, all comedians have, like, this fake way of being, where, like, you're trying to pretend you're not, like, it's not like an act, and he's not just manipulating you. Like, Norm Macdonald is wonderful at that, you know? Where he draws you in with this, like, this conversational attitude. you know, he doesn't let you go until the punchline hits and you go, ah. That was really sad, but and you groan and you chuckle, but like, you know, it's just wonderful getting there. He really gave you like, and I mean, like, he makes a lot of jokes during the story too. Like, it's not like the only part of that joke, that even the part like that I said, my shitty rendition of his amazing routine. Like, even I you know, there's like a couple of jokes mixed in there, like the fucking, like, when Mick Jagger had sex with a frog, and that's jarring and strange. You know, the setup, like, Kermit the Frog, you're not Kermit, no, I'm just named after him. You know, the white elephant in and of itself being like a funny form of collateral, given the symbolic context of a white elephant. You could definitely also say red herring instead of white elephant there. That would also, like, have some funny symbolic context. He said pink elephant, I think. I think I just fucked that up. There's so many large chests on this map. We're gonna get all of them. We're fiending for some red items. And I mean, and then, you know, you have to drop Patty in there somehow. So, like, you just have her boss call her Patty, because, you know, they're coworkers. And you know, at that point, when you hear Patty whack, you're like, oh, that's where the joke is going, and you chuckle because you just realized. Then, you know, he says it, and you're like, oh, and then you know, everybody groans, and Norm laughs, and you laugh because, you know, he's having such a good time with it. He's got such like a funny shit, like, not funny, but he has like a pure shit-eating grin that, like, you can't get mad at. He's just enjoying himself. Wow, really not great red chest RNG. It's fine though. We're chilling. Yeah, this run isn't bad by any sense. Just a little bit slow, I think. We got a little bit of crit, which is very nice. It's gonna keep us going. Oh yay. The key's back. Still don't have. I wonder what the proc coefficient. It must be 0.75. So I might to scrap, or I might scrap this key and put one more into bleed, just so I can get that up to like mid 90s. You know, give a frog a lump. That was just unfortunate. Okay, it didn't take my crit. I really risked it there. I risked it all. It ended up working out in my favor. We're gonna take this item. We're gonna fight the boss. Oh, not gonna take that item. Do not have enough money. Yeah, even then, it's still not 100, is it? That's so strange. Yeah, it must be like 50% proc focus. Oh, Magma Worm again. I'm gonna die again. Cute. Yeah, my last one was a lot stronger than this one getting to this position, so we're gonna have to. It was also a lot faster than this one. This is not going nearly as well as the one that died right here last time, but looks like I'm gonna win this one. That's okay. I'm happy about it. Yep, he's done. Karos is very nice. You know, having the bandoliers is good because if I can just go by, pick up bandolier, throw another glaive. One thing I love about comedy is that there's so many different forms it can take. You know, scripted, unscripted, surreal, grounded. You know, or the comedy can be in like the cleverness of the joke, or it's in the way it's told, or it's, you know, not from a joke at all, but maybe the inflections of the comedian, these random funny loud noises if you're 14 or a TikToker. I just called out like every single person in my age group at once. It can be, you know, extremely strange and surreal if you're into current meme culture, which I am. I mean, like there's a VeggieTales bit from like the 90s where it says like in the future all comedy will be randomly generated, and you know, and it like the whole point is that like how strange it of a concept it is that like comedy would ever be randomly generated, and then you know the robot that generates comedy just goes like spaghetti, and then like I you know I fucking lose it because it's like the funniest shit I've ever heard. Now and I realize, oh wait, you know, it is the world has become so sad that this VeggieTales bit about like how in the future it'd be, you know, insane if comedy was randomly generated. Like now it's real. It's just like it's true because it's so stupid that that's the case, but it also is just true. You know, there is no like meme culture has gotten so ironic and post-ironic to the point where like nothing is funny anymore, and that's like the point. I think I talked about this at some point already. But just like post-ironic comedy is so strange. You know? I mean, there's just this very weird, like, it's funny because it isn't funny. Like, we live in a world where the most widely distributed form of comedy, the joke is that, like, it's not funny at all. Like, you're supposed to look at something and be like, wow, look at how stupid this is, and like, and bad, and unenjoyable this is, and then like you laugh. Yeah, wow, this like insults me as a human being, haha. And it's like, oh, why? Why do we laugh? You know? What about that like is funny? Because in the 90s, that bit was funny because it was so insane that, like, because it would never happen. You know, I mean, like, a robot going spaghetti was funny, because the characters were like, that'll never happen, that's not funny at all. You know, and, like, very much so the purpose of the bit is that, you know, you can't randomly generate comedy or it wouldn't be fun. And the humor is going to like forever come from people, you know, crafting well-made jokes, but like now the comedy doesn't come from the reactions and the jokes made in the bit. It comes from the computer going, please kill me, you know. I like hot dogs in like a funny computer voice, and you're like, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard, you know? And like, and then you wonder to yourself, like, has society become a parody of what it once was, and how can I handle that? How can I, as a member of that society, handle the sudden and crushing realization that the society I live in is just a sad parody of what it once was. I mean, I'm gonna die. We're fine. You know, I mean, you really can't in the end. Is the simple truth. It just like it's such a soul crushing realization to understand that like we live in a time that like that people used to joke about as being impossible. Also, where are the eggs? Okay, there's eggs. Sorry, I've been running around looking for these goddamn eggs. There are not any. And like that's no insult to like, you know, people who make these post-ironic memes and content and stuff like that. Like, they're following the trend. It's just like, how we live in a society that glorifies that kind of, you know, self-aware, you know, funny because it's unfunny content. And like, it's the peak of humor is the opposite, you know? And I mean, Bo Burnham does some of that too. Going back to like my rant like 4 videos ago about Bo. A great example is one song he does in the middle, and it's like talking about how he feels. It's like, how do you feel, Bo? And like, and the joke is like he's talking about how he's miserable and depressed and like having a panic attack, and the song is like super peppy and upbeat, and like I feel like I'm dying, my soul's getting ripped out of whatever like abyss that it's found itself in, and like, wow, I jumped off a cliff. Yep, that's how I die. I feel like I'm dying, somewhere deep inside me I'm hiding, you know? And like, the joke is like, man, I'm so like viscerally unhappy, but the song is funny. Yeah, and that's the kind of world we live in today. That's the type of things we find funny. He's healing? You dickhead! The emergency drone blocked all 3 of my shots. Wow, I've never seen that happen before. That's amazing. Ooh. I didn't even know, like, he was tangible, much less, like, you know, an asshole. That's wonderful. I love that can happen. Like, not even, like, kidding. That's genuinely hilarious. Please don't hurt me. Because, like, yeah, memes today are very strange and kind of follow that pattern of, like, there's no joy left in the world, and that's why it's funny. You know, I mean, like, you look at, like, what passes for image comedy today, and it's like, you know, seven layers of irony deep. You know, it's funny because, you know, it's funny because this isn't funny, and so then this isn't funny, and so then this isn't funny, and then, you know, and it like continues down its own strange little rabbit hole. Please just like stop being. Please don't do your big attack again. Oh my god. Okay, I'm fine. We survived. We killed him. And then the second difficult boss fight of this floor, because I hit 2 shrines of the mountain in the cave like an absolute mongol. It's gonna be lava ones, right? Where are the lava? Yeah, there it is. I'm sorry for all of you Risk of Rain purists. Oh, jeez. There's so many. What's going on? This is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Usually it like spawns like just a singular elite one at this point, but no, the game really said like, let's just spawn 7 Magnarms or something ridiculous. I can't keep track of them all, but like there's a lot of them there, and they're really not doing that much damage to me. I'm just kind of shooting at center mass and hoping my auto aim carries me through here. Oh god. Okay, they are slowly dying. I think I might have killed at least one of them at this point. Maybe not. They're getting down there. So I see 4 distinct health bars. There might have been more at the start. I don't know if like a couple of them died at this point. I won't be surprised. They're kind of getting chunked down by something. I'm not sure. I did pick up a monster log? That's cool. Thought I already had all the monster logs, but I guess not. We're getting 3 death marks. I don't think that'll be useful, but like, you know, it's there. Now we chill. Like, I wonder what the next layer of irony is. Like, is it going back to jokes that like are funny again? Like, is getting more ironic, like, because that's the only way to go, right? Like, now it's jokes that are they are funny because they aren't funny because they are funny, right? That's where we're at. I think I think that's where the next one is it's genuinely well crafted jokes presented in a way where they aren't funny, and it's funny because they are funny. And also Germa is there. Like that's I feel like that is the next the next layer. Also, I'm a really big fan of this drone that I made that just like makes little tiny useless quantum tunnels that I can ride around in. It's very entertaining. It doesn't do anything realistically, but oh, why did you do that? Yeah, that's annoying. That's an annoying spot for a teleporter. I like the idea that like the next form of meme is like, you know, a famous celeb, like it's like a deep fake of Obama telling like old Frank Sinatra stand up. Frank Sinatra didn't do stand up. Why am I? He was a musician. He might have done stand up. I don't know. Telling like fucking I don't know Dave Chappelle stand up, and like the joke is that like it's Obama or something, but like it's like genuinely well crafted jokes because it's Dave Chappelle. I mean, does Dave Chappelle do good stand up? I don't know. I'm not like a stand up guy. Could have picked somebody better. I mean, like it's Obama doing Burt Crenshaw. No, I think I think the context of Obama being affiliated with the Russian mob might ruffle some jimmies. But you know, like that's kind of like the idea though, right? Like it's oh my god. Okay, breast contraption. I understand. Okay, well, yeah, that's what happens when like 5 breast contraptions spawn behind you. I don't know if you saw that when I turned around for a moment there, but there's a few boys that spawned directly behind me and were starting their attack animation. All right. Well, that was that. Hope you hated or enjoyed it. Either way, have a good night. Bye.